Over at Cellhound have outdone themselves. They're giving the DeathPiles and Taxes listeners an opportunity of a lifetime.
They're going to help us make some money, get rid of that death pile, get your items listed because you can't sell out of an empty wagon.
Man, sell all that you got, kill that death pile. When you go over to Cellhound, use promo code, capital letters, DeathPiles25 to save 25% off of their service.
And get out there and start making some money.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
What it do, what it do. It's Death Piles and Taxes time. Adam Beasley, Derek Everett. Different way to open the show once again. But if you're selling online, this is all you need to find.
Or if you're time to pay your taxes, you better be listening to this because you don't want Uncle Sam coming down your door.
He doesn't come down your chimney like Santa.
No, and by the time you listen to this, the deadline's going to be past. Special, weird. I think the blood moon was out or something, but it is July 15th deadline.
Hey, if you're listening to this and you haven't paid your taxes, don't worry about it. There's always next year.
It don't matter.
They just let it pile up, and it's all make-believe money anyways, so.
You can hang out with Wesley Snipes and Cristiano Ronaldo.
No, no.
Or Willie. I mean, what other better guys would you want to hang around with?
That's true. Maybe I won't pay my taxes. That sounds like some pretty good circles to run in.
Between that, but you'll want to be careful. I mean, Willie had the eye for your wife, so you never know what's going to happen.
That's true. Willie Nelson once blew my wife a kiss. That's a true story.
Yes, it is.
Oh, well, it's another week, another episode. Adam's got papers out, so we know it's official.
We had the producing team. They says we got a checklist. We got things they want to know about.
Adam goes to our friends to see what they want to have discussed on the podcast. Look at all these notes, man. Look at all these notes.
I also do have notes.
And Adam goes to the peanut gallery, the Husky section.
Oh, heavens no. I also have got some official PSA information here.
Husky section, assemble.
I'm going to start out strong with, my passion, what I've been getting into lately, the cards.
Women. Oh, yes, cards. Yes, go ahead.
Wow. That was about, anyways.
I was trying to get in trouble.
I got in one of the local groups, they're talking about Gary V groups, talking about sports cards, and I chimed in and I said, hey, I really like this podcast. This kid reached out to me and we messaged back and forth for probably about 30 minutes yesterday.
I saw you had some Facebook talk coming back and forth too.
Yeah, Valerie, but he hit me up. He says, hey, tell me about the sports card thing. So I gave him some information, told him what to listen to. It just happened to be that the God Bless America July 4th version was the last episode. And he went in there and, listened up. And you know what his forte, what his sport of choice is?
He liked caber tossing.
Soccer.
Not caber tossing.
No, which they just had over here the other day at Highland Days last Saturday.
I'm a little nervous. I left my windows down outside. Am I going to be all right?
Well, yeah, they did the saber tossing, and then the what else did they do? They wore their kilts. There was some bagpipes blowing. It was a good time here Saturday.
And if your bagpipes are blowing and you're wearing a kilt, you are probably facing Utah by Adam Beasley's Adam Up Counting Studio.
Scottish Festival.
Yes, sir. Before I say something to get me in trouble there, good time had by some. What was I talking about, man?
Oh, yeah, you said allegedly have all these notes and you're prepared.
Oh no! Here's what I'm going to say. If you contact us via the Facebook, you're going to get Adam Beasley and Adam Beasley's tips and tip tricks.
Oh.
You talk back to the young man and.
He said he wanted to know. I gave him some tips on Macari. I told him I pulled up some stuff from PSA and said here's the top trending soccer guys, and he knew who most of them were. So. I think we helped a budding superstar right
One more millionaire down the drain.
There you go.
Hey, we got a new name. So, me and Adam don't always follow up like we should. We always have these good ideas and say this is what we're going to do. Eventually, we do things.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
But usually, we're going to put votes, Corona comes, We're going to celebrate this. We're going to have a big press conference. We're going to do that. Our follow-up could be better. And we have a million excuses, not the point. On our 1 year anniversary, we're going to do a poll. We were going to do a poll of all the names that people thought we should have. And we were going to name our listeners, our family, our friends, our group, whatever you want to call it. And we had various names. However, this week, online, there are people getting mad at people going to Splash Mountain at Disneyland. For those of you that don't know, Splash Mountain is getting a facelift, and it's going to become the Princess and the Frog Splash Mountain instead of the whatever it is right now, Splash Mountain. So a lot of people are going in and they're buying the items so that they can resell them, right?
Great idea.
And so people were taking pictures of these people leaving with bags and bags full of memorabilia, and they called them eBay pirates.
Ooh.
And I thought, that is a great name. I think Mr. Painter gets the credit on this one. I don't remember exactly. Go down the text train. It might have been Adam, the way he's looking at me now. Somebody else came up with it, but I'm Dubs in it, no battle. The eBay pirates, man. So maybe resell pirates anyways. I think we should be the pirates because we're out there scavenging. We're out there finding stuff. I think you're the one that said that it's the treasure map, that you're looking for the hidden treasure.
Hidden treasure. Now, are we going to have to with this with any sort of Norwegian Viking group? Are we going to have to make sure that this is okay with...
You know, Norwegian pirates and Vikings aren't the same thing.
I just want to make sure...
You know where pirates are located. It was like the Caribbean. If you watch Tom Hanks movies, there's some off the coast of Africa. And Vikings are up in the, up in Scandinavian countries. We can pull up a globe.
I'm just saying, if I'm going to get the tattoo, I want to make sure that I don't have to get it renamed.
It's okay. You got 2 butt cheeks. You got 2 butt cheeks, 2 tattoos.
I heard that I can't even call it the Texas Rangers anymore.
Why?
Because that's...
Who told you that?
They just had it on the news. It's another one of the cancel culture things.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Texas Rangers are no longer acceptable.
What's wrong with the Ranger?
It's a derogatory term because these Rangers are police involved, like the Texas Rangers, and apparently that's not okay anymore.
You see that on the real news, or were you out there on your entertainment news?
No, I saw it on the real news. I saw it on 4 different sources.
Okay, well, I'm going with pirates, and...
okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to have to get the ink removed again. That hurt last time.
Yeah, you need a few things removed.
Okay, we'll go with eBay pirates.
Or just reselling pirates. We're just pirates.
Pirates. Just
general pirate.
I like it.
Because we like to go find things, and we find our treasures, and we resell them, and if a theme park's gonna make a drastic move, we're gonna capitalize on it, and I don't think that we should feel bad, not one bit.
I'll get the okay from Jack Sparrow.
Don't ask for anyone's approval, because that's not something a pirate would do.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
And we're not going to start talking like arg and stuff. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
Because that would be a long podcast, like arg, Adam.
Arg.
Schwarb the deck. Yeah. See, I can't even do it that long.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot. Wow, I even started out the podcast.
You came with the energy. You know why? Because we broke some sushi before. We broke the bread.
Yeah.
Before we started.
Well, I didn't think you were here. I was getting all nervous.
I was out just in here enjoying some sushi.
Hold on.
Cracked you a nice cold beverage. Not a warm Diet Dew, but a cold water.
Probably going to get myself in trouble, but Adam, what did the schizophrenic accountant say?
Uh-oh. I do not know.
I hear invoices. Is that a good accounting joke?
Oh, wow.
That's credited to Uncle Steve.
That is probably one of the top 5 accounting jokes I've ever heard.
Uncle Steve out of, he's in Ohio, I believe, right now. Or no, Des Moines, Iowa. He's in one of the I states, and it's not Idaho.
Iceland.
That's yeah. He's getting the ship ready for the Norwegian pirates to take sail. But there you go. That's a good one, right? I told him I'd tell it to you.
All right.
So now I can cross that off the list.
Cross it off the list.
Bam. So how's the week, Adam? How you doing?
It says that we are cranking. It is tax deadline time. We're recording on the 14th of July. People, I mean, the best part is my profession. like I said, I do taxes. That's what I do. I do accounting. The best part of what I do is you have to do it every single year for the rest of your life, and even the year that you die.
And if you don't do it, they'll dig you up and they'll put you in the clink.
That's right. So what I mean by that is it's a repetitive thing, and everyone is a creature of habit, and they all kind of do the same thing. If you're a late filer, you're a late filer. That's why how I make my money, my side hustle money, is I put $20 bills up there, and I bet people that they're not going to change.
Want to know?
That's true. I did lose the Boy Scout bet with you. But
That's a new 20. That's a new old 20.
that is an old 20. I wanted to bring it in for a special event, but I have this same, like literally, we have a list of people who come in, like, so we've got a pretty, we're close to about 700 returns that we do. We've got a list of everybody, and 2 weeks ago I had a list. I'm like, here's the number of people that are missing, here's who's going to call, and I have had every single person who is on that list contacted me.
There you go.
We're talking about 30 people who are always late, and sure enough, I just got the last text message here about half an hour ago.
Now, since they're late, they probably don't listen to the podcast. You add an extra layer
You're
of.
damn Skippy.
You put a little extra cheese on that Whopper when you send them the bill.
When you wait till the deadline, your invoice increases.
There's supply and demand.
That's right. We only have so many hours in the day.
Well, I'm going to go right out the gate. I'm going to get somebody in trouble at eBay. I'm going to bust an eBay employee. eBay's been working at home, as we know, and they've been kind of hard to get a hold of.
Allegedly been working.
Allegedly. So we've been pretty card heavy on the show for the last, feels like a while now. So I wanted to mix it up, get some new stuff in there. I know we got listeners that aren't into the sports and aren't into necessarily hearing us talk about cards all the time. I get it. But that's what we're selling, so that tends to be what we're talking about a lot, or what we're buying. So I thought, man, I'm going to go back over to that Explorer eBay Trending Now site that I talked about more than a few episodes ago.
Months ago.
Everything's just a big blur. This year is just a big blur. Like, what happened yesterday seems like 20 years ago, but what happened the first of the year seems like, 4 decades ago, except for some things feel like they just happened yesterday. I don't know how to explain it. It's a time warp. So,
what's trending?
Well, so I go over to the eBay to see what's trending, and it's like Ford versus Ferrari. And I thought, well, that movie, and I thought, man, that movie's been out for a while.
Yes.
And I look, and it's February 14th, 2020. Game Boy Color, February 13th, 2020. They haven't updated the site since Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And so if you want to see when Patrick Mahomes was trending on February 7th, 2020, after they won the Super Bowl.
Well, just, I'm just going to say it. In the future here, in about 6 months, if you'd like to find a Patrick Mahomes while he was playing baseball and it's really his father card, come check out my store.
Face mask, January 27th, should have gone on that trend.
That's
Missed that one.
Yeah.
Jay Morant,
Yep.
January 21st, should have been on that one a little earlier.
I have been.
Spider-Man was popular January 16th, so.
Tobey Maguire, I don't know.
No, January 10th, the Joker movie must have came out because that was popular, so. Sorry, I was gonna try to bring some fresh new things, and eBay doesn't update. I'm not on top of all the trends at all the time, so I just can't. I'm actually trying to balance my work-life schedule, and I can't give up all my secrets of things that I've been purchasing and going for, because it's getting hot out there, and it's getting hard for a pirate out there on them streets,
I will tell you that I've been. I went and had invested in eBay, bought some stock back in. What day did we buy this? It's done quite well for me. We bought it back March 9th, and we're doing significantly better, man. We're up like 64%. So eBay itself was hot at that time. So
there you go. People have been buying online. We know it's been busier. They're talking about a second potential stimulus check. Who knows if that's going to happen or not? If it does, if we remember from the last time,
you better have that wagon full.
I mean, that's the thing. I talked last week. I mean, no one knows what's going to happen across the country. It's all crazy and different. But we generally talk this time about having back to school type items available. Kids might or may not be going back to school, but at some point kids grow. They're going to need clothing. I think people will generally be buying back to school items, even if you're at home.
I think books, art supplies, a lot of how-tos. I mean, those are the things that we've been buying.
Shoes for the kids, they outgrow things. Maybe a new backpack. I don't know, but typically what you'd be selling back to school, maybe don't go real heavy in it, but go kind of heavy,
I sold a really cool Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle backpack last year.
See, and
It was real. I found it for like $2 and sold it for like 35.
the continual bolo, that's kind of the hidden bolo, is the graphing calculators. You remember the Texas Instrument graphing calculators?
I've got one right up here that I'm not going to sell because when the world ends, I still want to be able to play video poker on my calculator.
There's an app for that, Adam. You can just play it on your phone. You won't have cellular coverage.
No,
But
when China takes over every cell phone tower in the world and you get tracked by what you're doing, I'll have my TI-83 playing video poker.
if you just put it on airplane mode, so China can't beam in, and you can play it.
Those guys, man, they got tricks and tricks. They know what you're doing.
Well, if they know that, they probably got your TI-83 long gone.
No, it was long invented before the interwebs, so I'm still good.
Anyway, Adam hasn't had his medication yet this morning, folks.
I will tell you one thing, because I had a request.
Okay.
I had a request for the follow-up in my 10,000 steps that I did every day in the month of June. I had some clients in here, really good friends, I've known them for years, and we got talking about that, and they're like, what do you mean? So I showed them my phone, I'm like, yeah, you see exactly how many steps you take. And the one guy's like, whoa. I'm like, what do you mean, whoa? It's like, well, I tell my wife I go walking every day, so I pulled up his phone, and I'm like, you went like 1,200 steps yesterday. He's like, I'm like, just tell her you left it at home.
You're busting the man.
Well, but they didn't know that they're being followed. They didn't know that they're being watched.
They agreed to it. Well, going back to the stimulus check and being watched and agreed with, they can't figure out where to send my stimulus check or make sure people all get the money. So I'm not too worried about them following me if they can't send a check to the mail to people.
I'm just telling you.
That's where I am with my government conspiracies right this very second.
This moment.
But the TI-83s, the reason we bring it up is because every year kids sign up for calculus, math classes, trigonometry, things I've never even took, let alone tried to spell. But they need these fancy calculators, and you say, but they have the internet, they have their cell phones, like Adam just said. They have all these things, but they have to go back to the calculators because that's what's required for the class.
You gotta have it.
These things are expensive.
Yeah.
People forget how expensive they are. And if you look around colleges and high school type, more colleges where kids just have them and they trash them because it's their parents' money. End of quarters and semesters, you can find these generally pretty cheap because that was mom and dad's $100 bill. You can pick them up for $5 to $10 bills, yard sales, those kind of things. I always keep an eye out for them. Certain ones do go for more, but it's the graphing calculators, and this time of year, they sell quite well. You have a $100 to $200 calculator. You can probably get $50 to $80 depending on models for it. That's a bolo that's been out for a while, but if you're new to reselling, you're trying to get things that are easy that you can find. They generally do show up at thrift stores. So
Yeah, they do, and also the other thing, usually anything Bose. If you see anything in the electronic aisles that's Bose sound quality, I've been seeing a lot with older cassette tapes even. I mean, all these things, you want to do your research, look at your solds and everything, but always anything that looks unique, look it up.
And as Adams told us, worst case, you can play video poker with yourself. If it doesn't sell for a while, you can practice your Texas Hold'em.
Also, I had Tetris on there. You got to remember, like, this is before I had a cell phone.
So you're worried about China, but you'll play Tetris, which is linked to Russia.
Yeah, but it's on my calculator.
They know it all, man. You've given them up. You've given up the keys to the kingdom. It's over.
I don't know about
This may be Pirates Assemble. This may be the last DeathPiles and taxes ever. They're coming for Adam's calculator.
that.
They're on to us.
That and all of the tax money that we've gotten people, all the good deeds that we've done, we get people money back when they think they're gonna. I had a gentleman here today. He's like, "Man, I'm gonna owe." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I already did my taxes and I owe like 20 grand." I'm like, "Well, why are you in here?" He says, "Because you're smarter than I am." And I did his taxes, and yeah, he owed like 16,000. He's like, "Well, how did you do that?" And I just went down the list, and he's like, "Oh. Well, when I did it online, it grayed that out, and I didn't know, so I didn't end up itemizing." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why you saved that much money." Oh, okay.
You come to the tax professional and you get saved $4,000.
It was a good day for him.
And you ended up, what, skipping down the road, or did you make a little money off that?
I made some dollars on it. It was a good feeling. Like I said, it's a good feeling when you help people out. It's a great thing to owe taxes. We've talked about this in the past. Owing taxes is a great thing because it means that you're making money. That's kind of the name of the game. Not that money is everything in life, but you have to have food, you have to have shelter, you have to have those kind of things, and it all takes money.
Yeah, it does. That's what you're trading your time for. So the more advantageous that it is that you have more money, the less time you have to trade to do things you don't want to do.
That's right. That means you can spend more time, working on hobbies, doing things. And if you're lucky enough like us right now, I mean, when we're out doing things, we're learning how to make money.
That's a good thing too. When I have to clear out the PayPal, I did sign the agreement to say I'm willing to go into the PayPal or the eBay managed payment option.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna get merged over eventually, so I figured I'll just buy the bullet. They've got the global shipping figured out apparently, or it's linked up. I don't know, but when you have to clear out that eBay PayPal sum of money, and you see how much money you're switching over, and then you think, what did I even sell that was $300-400, and then you go back and look and you're like, oh yeah, it's a smile on your face usually.
I'll tell you, I just had a unique experience with PayPal this week. With my other company, with the wheelchair company, we had somebody, I don't even know how it was on the website, but they paid with PayPal. And I have PayPal for, my personal stuff. I have PayPal for, our online selling stuff. And then I get this email, and I had to sign up for another PayPal account because it had a different email address. And we had our funds on hold. Like, we had them on hold, and then I had to sign up with the new bank account, and again it was on hold, and it took like almost 2 weeks to get $4,000. So needless to say, I was a little nervous. Luckily, the lady came here, because the other issue is we didn't have like a shipping invoice to basically match up with them, so we had to wait for the customer to go on and say that she had received the item, and they were in Yellowstone enjoying the wheelchair. So that was kind of my experience with PayPal. I guess once you have it set up, great, but apparently it's not going to be an option anymore because everybody's going to the eBay management page.
Well, PayPal will still be an option to pay, but they'll funnel it through some different, so you don't have to exclusively be with PayPal, is what they're saying. However, that reminds me of eBay has started something with when you pick up something. So you say, eBay, you have a large item, and local pickup's an option. For years with local pickup, you pretty much just have to have a person come to your house, they take your couch or whatever you sold them, and then you're just trusting that they would say they received the item.
Yeah.
And if they said, I didn't receive the item, there was some space where, how are you going to prove that?
Correct.
They came up with a QR code now that when somebody comes, you have them scan the QR code.
Ooh.
Kind of what Venmo, they probably stole this from Venmo. The more I think about it, you can do it when you're requesting payments with Venmo.
Okay.
Or they give you a code of like 4 digits that you type in, secret code that only both of you have. And that confirms that they picked up the item. So that's pretty smart. A lot of people, like you were talking about your chest drawers last week.
Yes.
People have these bigger furniture type items. Maybe you got your new refrigerator. Maybe you're selling the stove. Things that you're not going to ship on eBay necessarily, or that you don't want to try to freight cross country. There is the local pickup option, and if you have the right items, people will drive, or they'll figure out how to come pick them up from you. So that's always an option.
So is your experience with the new eBay management program, is it good, bad, or indifferent? You don't know.
It's pending. It just came up the other day if I could join the group or be part of the program, and I thought I'll just buy the bullet and take it now. So
did you feel like you're special? Do you feel like you're
no? It's like the end of the line of like resisting to go, and now it's you might as well come, or else we're going to turn off your eBay. You can't make no money.
I see.
It's kind of more dragging my feet. However, people have been saying when you sign up to be careful with your, you have to give them your bank account information, of course. Obviously, they're linking to stuff to where they can put your payments. But they're saying if you don't put your name exactly as it is on your bank account with like
you gotta have
middle initial, everything, that's causing a lot of problems for people. So I'm a little nervous about signing up. I'm in the queue, the wait. I haven't officially transitioned yet.
You're in the to-do list.
So I'm still on the old system.
I think that basically that's a good thing to say, and I think a good moment to really transition your eBay or online or whatever business you're doing. Make sure that you're using one bank account and one credit card. Make sure that you have it totally separate from your personal buying options. That way, when it comes to the end of the year, it's a lot easier to sift through those transactions. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, we talk and we buy a lot of things that we call go into our PC, our personal collections, and a lot of those are mixed in there. And you and I both know if I list it, somebody's going to pay me a ridiculous amount. I'm going to sell it.
Yeah, pretty much everything you own is for sale.
Pretty much, which brings me up to a really funny thing that I saw in one of the groups. This lady took a picture, and you could see it on the wall in their house. There had been a picture frame that had been there for a long time, and it was gone. And her daughter's like, "Mom, are you really seriously selling a picture off of the wall in your house?" And she said, "Absolutely."
Oh, you bet. You bet, kid.
We can hang up something else up there and enjoy that.
You want to eat tonight, kid?
That's right.
Yeah, so that whole transition, I guess be careful with your exact name and all that, but we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of excited because they're going to have the Apple Pay, the Google Pay,
I like Apple.
credit cards a lot easier. You don't have to go over to PayPal.
Yeah.
Fees are supposedly going to be less. We'll see what happens.
Good.
I'm not getting overly hyped up about it, but I think it has potential. So if you have a problem, you can just go to eBay. You don't have that backdoor PayPal return stuff going on, but that's been known to happen in the past. So.
There you go.
Well, what questions? I came out of the gate with some questions, and I feel like I kind of
No, you did what you're supposed to do.
scooted around and gave you a hard time.
No, you hit us hard with what we're supposed to. Listeners, they got some requests. I mean, they said the cards. We want to go over that a little bit, but like I said, last month was a good month for me, health wise. I'm trying to take care of myself a little bit more. I did some walking every single day. Got my 10,000 steps in. We recently got a new grocery store about 1.5 miles from our house, and I would walk down there to get the Kong cone. Kong cone is a large ice cream cone.
Named after the king.
Yes. But I would always get the mini because it had the best cone. The other one's like those cake cones that you get in a box. These other ones like the little sugar cones that are really, really good.
So the options are you have your Kong,
Yes. Your King Kong.
Kong,
Your Queen Kong.
your Queen,
Your Baby Kong.
Baby,
And your Mini Kong.
and Minnie.
So I get the Mini Kong.
The king's about the size of a forearm.
That's right.
Then about half for a mama.
Yes.
I don't know anything less than that.
That's true.
I've never dealt there.
You've never gotten less than the Queen Cone. I know. Well, it's very inexpensive too. Like, we're talking $2.
Yeah, you can't make them for that cheap.
No, you can't make
them
it
for that.
cheap. Yeah, I mean they're losing money. It's their lost leader. They get you in there hoping you're going to buy the $12 burger.
I've been over to the Dairy Queen, and they have a cotton candy dip cone.
Best the cotton candy blizzard. We just had it this week. Oh man, do yourself a favor and go get a cotton candy.
Well, if you don't have that kind of blizzard money, just get you the dip cone.
Yeah, the dip cone.
Oh, it's good.
Or go over to your local grocery store and hopefully you can get you a Kong cone.
I was gonna say, since people can't go to carnivals this year, that you go get you a cone, but apparently there are some carnival things going on. I was gonna make a joke about French kissing a carnival worker, which I can't do anymore because I might offend the carny trade, which we know listen to us at some point. If we're on to the pirates, we can't be besmirching the good name of a carny.
Yeah,
so
don't be dragging down our crowd already.
so Adam walks so he walks and you get the smallest cone possible
Yes,
after your walk.
and then we walk.
How much does the cone cost?
49 cents.
How many do you buy?
One. That's all you need. You just need to dip a dabble.
I found in my life that isn't all I need.
Well, that's what I basically made it. I fell off the wagon for a couple days. I got back on the do. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Now, what if you told him you wanted the cone in the sugar cone
I have not attempted that yet, but
with a cup?
I like the idea you're going. Maybe I'll dabble in that next time.
I'm gonna ruin it. So you're off the do again?
Off the do again. Like I said, I was on a 3-day binge there and got right back off. So
Cool.
we'll see how long that lasts. But health is good. Never been. I'm trying to make sure in my life. I don't know if I can say this on the air. I'm trying to make sure in my life that
Certain goals are met.
certain goals are met, and that I'm No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to go there.
Smart man.
But there you go. I don't want to ever have to find new friends.
Okay.
So yeah, there you go. So my calorie deficit, my intake versus my outtake, I'm still I'm below the 170 mark.
Okay.
169 and a half. But I was trying to stay there.
I'm trying to push you over that with that cone sugar topper cup to go, please.
You are. I've had maybe a little ambition. There's what they call a sprint triathlon here in September.
Oh, there's no sense in doing any of that.
It's like you run a 5K, you bike 12 miles, and you swim. It's like 600 meters or something.
So on your way home from the cone, is that when you stop and get the blizzard?
I have not done the blizzard and the cone. That kind of defeats the purpose.
I was just thinking out loud there.
That is a great concept. So speaking of that, I think we've got time for a break.
I got time.
This will be coming from Dairy Queen. They've given us
I will send them the bill.
some blizzard certificates in the local grocery store. Derek, there's a reason we call this the Death Piles and Taxes podcast.
Well, why do we call that, Adam?
Because for the rest of your life, and even the year that you die, you have to file your taxes.
Well, I got a guy that does that for me.
That's right, because here at Adam Up Accounting, that's what we do. We take care of taxes. We're very familiar with online retailers. Even if you're listening because you enjoy the sultry sounds of Derek Everett, we will take care of your taxes. Check us out online, adamupaccounting.com. The social medias, we will help make sure that you file your taxes timely and enjoy the process.
Adam, if we've learned anything the last couple months, it's that we've been paying too much for things. People are looking to save money. That's where our friends over at Visible Mobile come in. People are paying crazy amounts for cell phone service, and they just realized how much money is going out that door. Go over and check out visiblemobile.com. Look at their plans. Look at what they have to offer. If you like it, remember it was us at Death Piles and Taxes that sent you. You're going to want to use our promo code BVWVQ. They got specials all day long. Just go see what they have, and if it works for you.
Well, great. It's because I have a cell phone and I need to pay less money. Well, that was a good little break. I'm hungry for a blizzard.
Hungry for a blizzard? Adam likes to rock it like a boogie-woogie choo-choo train or something there.
That was the two-step boogie.
The two-stepper?
You know what? Last year we talked about this is the Ute Stampede time of year.
I'm not gonna.
I'm just saying.
We're in the upside down, Adam.
I know, what a craziness. But I was saying, you were going to apply for the DJ job. I know that they couldn't afford
That was
this year.
that was for the Derby.
Well, you were going to get your pregame on here. This was going to be your audition for it.
I'm not getting myself in trouble. I was going to say something again.
I'm just saying that this was going to be your audition for the big stage, and the problem is Cotton Ross they're just not allowing the kind of attendance in there. They had to restrict the crowd size due to COVID, and they said they couldn't bring in the big boys, so they couldn't afford to pay you.
Let's move along. Move along.
I know it's a little sore subject. I'm sorry. Go back.
I'm gonna get myself in trouble and banned from my hometown.
Check out last year's episode about the Ute Stampede. It's a crazy time of year, but you know what? It's an opportunistic time of year if you're willing to hunt, if you're willing to search for that treasure gold.
Well, Adam, I've been on the Facebook groups, as you're well aware, and I see some things from now and again, and I don't always chime in because
You can't.
I'm gonna get myself once again. I'm on this mission to help people, but sometimes I get myself in trouble because I'll just say, "What are you waiting for? Why are you even asking this question? Why are you wasting everyone's time?" There was an individual that was asking if they should buy. It was a Nike. I believe it was a hoodie. It might have just been a T-shirt. They were asking if they should buy it for 99 cents.
Do it.
Why are you asking?
Why are people answering?
But, I mean, that's a good point, too. Is this worth 99 cents? Well, the time I've took to read this and to respond is not worth 99 cents. Like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to buy it, it's going to come home, it's going to be counterfeit, and it's going to fall apart, and you're going to have to throw it away, and you're out 99 cents. That's the worst thing that's going to happen with this experience.
There's a lot of trolls. There's a lot of people like to bait other people.
Well, I don't think this is one of those scenarios. It could be, and the point is, check your comps and stuff. But how a yard sale, you sell it for 99 cents. It's a Nike. Typically, Nike's a pretty good brand. It's pretty reputable. It's not high end. It's not Hermes or anything like that. It's not your Burberry.
I don't know what Hermes is.
Well, you need to get on Cellhound. You need to do some searches. You see some high end goods, man. You could be making some money.
Well, I'll let you finish up your point, then I'll get into that.
So, that's like, if you're looking to get into this, and I understand we all have limited time and budgets, but there's a point where you just have to Peter Pan, close your eyes and fly. You have to go to the edge of our pirate ship, walk that plank, and you're either going to sink or swim.
And the thing is if you could get that clock from the alligator, I bet you that clock's worth some money.
You can go and buy, like, it's Nike. It's not.
I know.
It's not Russell's Athletic. It's not Wilson. It's not Husky brand. It's none of these things that could be. Well, it was kind of trendy at one point. It's kind of popular. I don't know if it's cool or not anymore. I don't know. It's Nike. You can buy it. You can turn around. You can flip it for $2 and double your money.
Well,
just certain things, people. I get that we're all in different spots of our reselling world or life, but if ever you question if something's worth 99 cents and you've heard of the brand and it's like, it's not,
you're wasting your breath because that's not our listeners.
I don't know.
It
might be.
It's not.
It might be today. Somebody just tuned in.
No.
They just found us and they're like, man, I was going to go buy me some Reebok pumps. And they were Reeboks, and that's why they were. I wonder if they were $9 or not. Even buying the Reebok pumps for $9 if you have a chance to. I have a pair of sunglasses in my car, is the backup pair of sunglasses, and
they're Folkleys.
They are Oakleys that were bought at Battery Park when my brother got married back in New York. Probably it's been at least 10 years ago or better.
No, it was 11 years. It was May.
Oh, it was the same time you got married. That's why I didn't go to your wedding.
That's right.
So I bought them at Battery Park for $5, and they broke this week.
Oh heavens!
And my wife gave me a chuckle and said that those cheap pair of glasses, I can't believe they broke. We got 10 years of use. I didn't say to the guy in the park, are these worth $5? Ask everyone around. Are these? Yeah. I mean, they're I don't know. Not that you're going to be buying fake Nike stuff from somebody that's trying to sell them from their house or whatever, but it's worth $1. It's $1.
Somebody got your.
It's $1. Well, I mean, you're wasting everyone's time in the group to do it. Like,
I know
it's not like $20. It's not $100. It's $1. Like, I'll bet if you buy it, if you take a risk on anything Nike and you list it and you try to sell it and you paid $1 and it does not sell, I will refund that $1.
Wow.
For people that let me know beforehand and screenshot things.
All right.
I will give you your $1 back. If that's what this big worry's about, if you're not going to start reselling because it's too much to get into it because it costs you $1, well, 99 cents actually. I'm not going to give you $1. I will want a penny back in change because this is the kind of penny picture that we've got here. The Jimmy Cheapy Pants Army. Wow. I will give them back the 99 cents out. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, I gotta go work on the equipment. We were in the red on there. You are getting fired up.
Well, I mean, the fact that you typed that up and took the time to take the picture and fire that up, you could have listed it on eBay. You cost yourself so much money for that question.
All right, let's bring Derek off the cliff. Let's get.
I must have some pin up.
With this
I'm mad about something.
I'm gonna roll down another good question that local following is brought up.
The cult is brought up. The local court of DeathPiles.
What's a guy call his what does he call his flock of pirates?
I don't know. I think you have an airplane out ready to take off out there in the parking lot.
Oh, they're out mowing the lawn.
What's a flock of pirates?
What do you call a group of pirates?
Is this a joke or you asking?
No, I'm asking. Is pirates plural or is it pyrite?
We're gonna have to do some Google research. I came out the gate high. I just wanted to get that name before somebody stole it from us.
Maybe are pyrite. What is the purpose, or why are other things popping up? What I mean by that is Macari, Etsy. I mean, a lot of these things now they're kind of getting in the same space. you obviously know way more about it through the different selling platforms. I mean, what's the difference between these platforms, and why would somebody use one over the other?
Well, the reason, there's a couple good answers to this probably.
It's because it's a good question.
The reason they pop up is people get mad at eBay a lot, and they say, well, they're not going to refund my money, I'm going to start my own, because we always say, well, it's their, sandlot, their ball, their yard.
Yes.
And some people take their ball and they go and try to build their own platform.
Which is great.
And they're going to do it their way, and that's fine if you got that ambition, you want to do it. Some of it's opportunity. Etsy, Mercari, some of these things are, Etsy seems to be a little more customer friendly, a little more, I don't know if we just say high end, but when you sell something on Etsy, you're probably going to put some lace, a bow around it, you're going to package it nice in a box.
You're gonna wrap it.
It's more of an experience of like a department store quality. Well, it's homemade, but the experience tends to be more women. I don't want to get in trouble. I know men shop and sell on Etsy as well, but it tends to be more of a female audience, more homemade type gifts. But people expect a little extra something when they buy from Etsy, a little thank you card, probably personalized, those type things, right?
Okay.
Mercari has a day during the Black Friday holiday that I can't say on our air because we're PG-ish. I know last week I kind of got a little upset about the thimble man down at the post office.
Yes, you did.
I still stick by that. But they have a day that's called Sell Your Stuff, we'll say. Sell Your Stuff Saturday.
Okay.
Mercari seems to be more of a list it, get up there fast, and just sell it.
Yeah.
More of like a fancy yard sale, an online yard sale.
That's what I would compare it to.
A lot of these things are funded by like capitalist stocks, people buying in.
Venture capital.
Venture capital, thank you, that's the word I'm going for.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are concepts and people are trying to get in and they're hoping it will be that next thing that goes up like an Amazon or an eBay. So it's a lot of venture capital money seen. So a lot of the times they have different like, we'll just pay for your shipping, don't worry about it,
Yeah,
or
they're trying to get volume.
everything you list, fees are down, things like that. But then eventually they have to start making profit at some point. Somebody wants to return on their investment, and you'll see those kind of things change. So but you got Mercari. It's kind of, in my opinion, they might not like it, but they're kind of like that one neighbor chick that's kind of gruff, but you kind of like her, and she's like, just come get the crap and get it done. Whereas Etsy's more like that higher class lady that would never be caught dead with us, but she's like hoity-toity-ish. And eBay's just a run-of-the-mill gamut of like, we're in a big high school. And so there's like the more popular, the more stuck up is the term that was used. Gals, they're more of your Etsy gals. The gals that might be getting a little trouble, might be punching you in the face, probably might be having to smoke out in the parking lot, they're a little more your Mercari gals. And then your eBay gals are the in-between. Now I'm hanging out with more of the Mercari gals. I'm more of an eBay gal myself. When I use the term gal, I'd say gentleman as well. I'm not trying exclusively, I'm just trying to paint a picture here. But, you're going to have a lot more fun on Mercari personally. Etsy's a lot of work, a lot of upkeep, but you're going to make more money long term, probably with Etsy. You just got to put in the thank you cards, you got to do the work, you got to shine it up a little bit. Mercari, you're just there for a good time, and you're going to make some profit. And you can probably go around and meet some of Mercari's friends and also have a good time while you're there shopping around.
That's exactly what I was looking for.
And now every woman that has ever listened to our show has just tuned out. And I didn't mean that to come across as sexist. It's just the best way I can describe it. If I'm wrong, let me know. At Droy.
If this is the last death pile of facts,
That means the Chinese got Tad's phone, and I didn't say anything that could get me in too much trouble. I almost said it again, so I won't.
I really appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully they don't take every episode.
The post office got me. That's what happened.
Which, speaking of, is the post office debacle?
No, it hasn't. So
Mailgate, or can we call it Shoegate?
Needless to say, nothing has happened since last week because,
It's government.
It's government. It's going to be slow. But I have been I've been taking notes. I've been learning names of people that I've talked to. I'm going to write one great manifesto. So I will say this, when it's all said and done, and I'm guessing there's going to have to be need for a rebuttal letter for a second. I'm guessing they're going to decline me, and then I'm going to have to rebuttal why they need to reopen the case. So I'm preparing for that internally. But once this is all said and done, I will share my letter either on these airwaves or on I know you're working on a website, or a Facebook group.
Yes.
I always say I need to do my social more, so I will share my rebuttal letter with names and all.
If you're just tuning in for the first time, appreciate you listening. There's so much stuff, and like I said, we've gone on for a year and a half, but Derek had a very traumatizing experience with the post office. There were some shoes that were severely damaged. It's like Fido went to town and they thought it was a
scuff.
yes, and
I can't figure out why I bought it.
the post office is now telling him that he packaged them too well. So
That's a direct quote.
that is a snidbit. That's a snidbit.
Now, we have a friend of the program. Now, there are good post office people out there. I know there are. Our Jake buddy down in Oklahoma, I believe, works for the post office. I was going to reach out and ask him a few things. Adam has a good relationship with his postal people. I've just got a bad. It's the Newman thing on Seinfeld. Once you've met them and you've established the pattern. Now, I was great. They fired the first shot. You can go back and listen to everything. I've been nothing but polite to my postman until...
I was great. I was wonderful. I did everything right.
Exactly. And so...
There was no responsibility on my part.
I gave them too much business is why they first got upset with me. I gave them too much business. And they asked me to not bring them so many packages.
Oh, man.
Because I say, that's a true story.
I believe it. I mean, the government work. They don't get paid by...
And so...
they weren't...
Well, no, there's good post office people out there. You hear people that come and pick up, and I've thought about just scheduling pickups every day, make them come to my house and do extra work.
It's the customer service part of it. And
Yes.
that's why when you go that extra mile for somebody, like, that's what you're looking for. Like, that's when you can tell, because, I mean, I have a great relationship with I tell her to come in.
Give them the water.
We had a large mail day. We call it a mail call. Maybe we should start posting some.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Let's do it this time.
Great idea. We have great ideas. We need somebody, we can't afford somebody, but we need like an assistant to follow through on all of our great ideas.
Pave to the road. Like I said, doing some milk, but like I had a large. I mean, it was really nice because she just comes in, drops it off, and I make sure she knows. Hey, there's the water. You know, here's the restroom. Because I've never thought about it. Because you're always on the road the whole time.
You have like a carnival out here with like the guy, the chainsaw guy chasing kids around, or I don't know if people are hearing this or not.
They're now weed whacking the
I think there's kids scared running like it's a guy with a mask on chasing people around the building.
I hope when you find the podcast, you want to know more about it, you go to Adam Up Accounting, you find our website, you can see our address, 78 East, 100 South in Payson, Utah, and you can look us up on Google Maps and realize that, man, that is a nice building, this is a good part of town.
Or you can listen to the screams and the chainsaws on the podcast. I'm not even editing this in. No, I mean, get in good. That's my tip with postal people. Get in good. It will save you. I thought I had. It didn't end, it's not ending well, but the fight's not over. I beat Vince McMahon. Post service is going to be a little harder to beat, but I'm not backing down.
You did beat me. That's another true story. Go back in there. Go in there. Man, you just full of it.
But I will have my rebuttal, and I will name names, and everyone can melt thimbles to this guy at that point if it comes to that point.
Wow. Again, if this is the last Death Piles and Taxes, thank you so much for listening on Adam Up Accounting.
If you want to know why you can melt thimbles, you got to listen to last week, though. I'm refraining.
You do need to do that.
So Poshmark, Etsy, all these places, they specify in different things. Macari is more just clear the house fast. Etsy is like a boutique.
I'll take it from my standpoint. You gave a very good description of the different types. My experience has been, I deal with a lot of resellers, different people in the different markets. Macari is something that I'm learning more about. Poshmark, my wife did for quite a while. She really enjoyed it. And again, a lot of women's clothing. Not saying there isn't men's, but a lot of women's clothing. There was actually one really, really cool video. This girl showed how she would be able to list like 90 items in a matter of like 2 hours.
Wow.
She went through, she showed exactly the process, and she did the same thing every single time. She had up a shoot booth, and if you're not familiar, a shoot booth is like a white background where you take your pictures, and she took this same exact pictures in every single way of every item. And she did that, she had it go to her Mac computer, Apple computer, and then as soon as she was done, she would upload the items because they were all in the same order, really streamline that process. And it was just very unique. So everything's about time. Like it says, the more time you put into something, the more money you're going to make. But Poshmark, I have a client who actually sells a very unique board that goes across bathtubs.
I think you've mentioned this before.
It's the board that goes across the bathtubs. Very nice, wood, and
so that you can eat in the tub.
Exactly, and you put your cell phone, you can read. You have the smelly candles,
salamis and cheese.
The summer sausage,
some nice wine.
Yeah, so he sells those, and like I said, they're anywhere from like $40 to $70, a higher ticket item for a piece of wood, which good on him and good on the people that want to purchase them, and that's on Etsy, and like I said, several people that do on eBay.
Yeah, that's kind of like we talked about the barrier to entry.
Yeah.
To get on Macari, you have a cell phone, you take 2 pictures, and you write a sentence.
And I've never sold anything yet on Macari. I've bought lots of things.
This weekend, so I told you how I open cards. I go through my cards, I rebox them, I repurpose them, and I resell them.
Okay.
I take out what I want. I clearly put open box, though. I'm not that guy. I put open box, open packs, I take pictures. This weekend, I sold like 5 blaster packs over a day's period of time, really fast on Macari to be able to sell. It's very easy. It's extremely easy.
Do you keep the wrapping for them, or do you just put it in like a team pack?
I started saving the pack itself, so I'll just re-put them back in the pack.
Oh, that's a good.
And then you put them in the box, you print off Macari, prints it off.
Easy to ship.
It's super easy. Your Poshmarks, it's a higher end. People are expecting more when they get something from Poshmark. They're wanting more of an experience. They're wanting, probably a nice bag. Like we said, some tissue paper, maybe a ribbon.
Those are all
things
that I do.
It's cool. I think that's nice, and you make more money by doing that. If you're going to take the extra steps to do this,
Yeah.
you're going to make more. eBay, it's kind of in between, but I still, the more you go to give the customer a great experience, the more likely you are to have a return customer. You're going to have best or better feedback. You're going to have less negatives and probably less returns if they think you actually care to put things and effort into things. So
Love it.
So that's kind of where we're at. Etsy seems to be homemade crafts. I think there's lots more people that should be doing Etsy. If you go around to a lot of these fairs, people make things. They make, whimsical things sometimes.
How do you spell that?
With a W.
Wow.
Zacol is how you end it.
Cool.
But there's all these cool things, and these people are trying to sell at local fairs and things, which is fine. But with the World Wide Web, you can have people coming to your doorstep and saying, "This is what I want, custom made," and they'll pay the big bucks.
And that's where we really get into the Angus MacGyver. Like I said, that back at the beginning, talked about Derek had a very unique jacket that was a MacGyver jacket, and we talk about the difference of if you had a retail store that was on Main Street, USA, you're only going to have a limited number of people that are even going to come into your store, let alone want an Angus MacGyver jacket. So that's when you open it up, and next thing you know, you buy an $8 Ronald McDonald mat, you sell it for $250 in Japan.
And it's like your guy that's selling the bathtub boards, right?
Yeah.
You go down to the local county fair, you might sell a handful of them.
Yep.
But you go on eBay or online, Etsy, wherever, and you find people that are actually Googling that think, "Man, I wonder if this exists," or, "You know what I need? I need something to do in the bathtub. I need to write that report without getting my laptop ruined," or whatever. And they find the board and they're like, "I don't care what it costs to get it to my house because I can't make it."
And you're no longer selling tens of hundreds of dollars. Now you're selling tens of thousands of dollars.
And you need accountants to help you do your math for your taxes.
And I don't know. I don't want to really dive into it. I'm hoping that next week we'll get it. But I promise you that there are people, there are accountants, there are CPAs, there are other places that are telling you if you're doing your taxes, hey, you're doing everything you can. And it's just flat out wrong. It's just not true. I hate to see other people pay more in taxes than they're supposed to, and they have a professional helping them. And I've seen some things lately that they just bolster the point of, unless you have somebody who really knows, you are overpaying your taxes. I will guarantee that.
Double check with Adam. You can reach out to him. We run the ad, everything like that. But if you're doing this resale game, you're doing your own taxes, or somebody's doing it for you, it's not going to hurt at all. Chat Adam up, give him a call. We've talked about the website, and just say, this is what I'm paying. Can you beat this price?
We're trying, and not even the price, but of the return, but actually showing you how.
Can you make me more money? Save me money. Can you return this? Will Derek give me my $1 back or not?
All right, man, you are just
sorry.
You are on one today. I should not have given you the wasabi in the sushi roll. I think that just kind of tipped you over.
It put me over the edge.
Well, we're getting close, but I think we have time. We got a few moments for a derailment with Droy.
You want? Okay. Believe it or not, I have one.
That does not surprise me. This is the special story time. Come the end of the episode, Derek usually pulls something in that is going to wow you. It's going to amaze you. You're going to be blowing your socks off.
Now, I don't know if I've shared this. If I have a part 2 kind of to it. So let me know if I've shared it. And if I have, I'll shorten it up a bit. If I haven't, I'll just explain it. I'm at my lunchroom the other day.
Okay.
And where I work, we have a variety of people. I usually go and eat in my car during these COVID times so I can just be by myself. It's nice to get away, and you can just kind of decompress from whatever's going. Decom. What am I trying to say? Decompress and relax, because you have stress and stuff going on at work, and I don't really want to socialize, and we're supposed to be apart from people anyways. But this day was really hot, and so I was sitting in the break room with air conditioning, and I thought, oh man, I'm just gonna stay here. I don't remember what I had, but something's gonna be a little messy to eat in the car. And at my work, we have a lot of different cultures and things. I had this Hispanic man come up to me, and he says to me, "Hey, Derek, you want the rest of this taco?" And by the rest, he meant there was just a little street taco.
Oh.
I said, "Sure, man, I'll take the taco from you. No problem." And so I'm just going about my day, sipping on a Diet Dew probably, perusing the internet, probably sending out offers on eBay. And, 15 minutes goes by or whatever. And he comes back to me and he says, "Hey, do you want to know what you just ate?"
Oh boy, I love that game.
That's never something you want to hear. And, I've ate a lot of stuff. I'm a small town.
Can I guess before you tell me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was it cow brains?
Close. Right animal. Wrong organ.
Cow tongue.
Cow tongue.
La lengua.
He goes, that was a cow tongue taco. And I just kind of looked at him and I said, "Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's tender." He's like, oh, really? And I think he was expecting me to throw up or have a big reaction. And I'm like, "No, man, that's cool. I wouldn't have ate it if I really cared that much, And so, I guess word gets around.
Husky section.
Husky section. So word gets around. So the other day, I'm same kind of situation. I think this was yesterday, might have been the day before. I'm texting with our buddy Waddy, and I'm just having, a good time. And this lady comes up, but she doesn't really speak English too well. She has a styrofoam cup.
All right.
And it looks like there's ice cream in it. Now, I used to not get included in a lot of this. Like, there'd be the Hispanic people would just kind of...
You got in.
I got in.
Oh.
They'd have, like, birthday parties, and they'd always have their ice cream cakes.
Boy.
And they just kind of left me alone. I don't know.
You broke the mold, and you're one of the amigos.
I'm in there. So she comes and she just says, "You want?" I said, "Sure." Now, I'm not sure to this moment what I ate. It looked like, I thought it was vanilla ice cream. And I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to burn a pill for this. And I went to get it, but it was rubbery. And it wouldn't cut.
Okay.
And so I was trying to kind of cut it. And finally it did. And I bit it. And it kind of tasted like a vanilla pudding, but it was really chewy consistency. I've been thinking it's probably flan. Flan's how you say it.
Flan.
Some nature. But they're all kind of like, because the communication's just not there. I don't speak Spanish, and so I don't want to offend people or have them think that I'm like don't want their stuff or that you know, I don't want to insult people, and I like food because look at me, I like food.
Section.
And so, but I'm kind of like trying to figure out what this is, and it's not cutting. And I kind of look over, and they're not like looking at me like in disgust or like, is he gonna eat it or not or whatever, or like, you know, like they're mad or anything. But they're kind of just keeping an eye on you to see if you're eating, you know,
Making sure you're okay.
making sure you're okay, and making sure that you're just not gonna throw away this thing that they gave you.
Yeah.
And so I'm like trying to pretend like I'm eating some of it more than I probably was. But I took a couple good bites, and I was texting with Waddy. I sent him a picture. He thought it was butter. I said, I'm not sure what this is. I thought it was ice cream. He thought it was butter. And I'm guessing it was some sort of a flan.
Did they just give you straight lard?
It might have been with some sugar on it. That's what I was also kind of a little worried about. But I'm in.
It sounds like to me you've done what it took me. Well, I got into it pretty quick, but it took me about 6 months during my ecclesiastical vacation that I really came to get the right palate. And man, I got into. I lived with the Hispanic culture for a while, and they got some good food.
Echándole.
Echándole, amigo.
That's why I don't yell at him at work. I just, you know, I'm not the mean guy that tells him to work faster.
Maybe
I'm the amigo.
say, "Odale carnal."
Do I need to beep that out?
No, it means like, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, buddy?
Okay.
Let's go, buddy.
But yeah, the tongue taco was tender.
People don't understand, like, that cult, like, they make the greatest homemade food, and the second that you say going to Taco Bell is Mexican food, I'm going to do the same thing I'm rapping to Mitt Romney next time I see him. Like, it is not going to go well.
You're gonna vote for him again. I gotcha.
Oh, wow.
What happened is I don't usually do heavy on the potluck, the stuff from home. I'm kind of a German phobic kind of with everything now. I tend to just
No,
But-
you got to go for it, man. I mean, there's a reason that they know how to cook. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm not going to discredit that right now.
The more you get into it, the more you're going to realize those are the kind of potluck people that you want to hang around with.
If you're Hispanic and you want to cook for Death Piles and Taxes, you can be the official cook of Death Piles and Taxes at Droy Everett on Twitter. Get a hold of Adam however you find Adam, and he can do your taxes for you.
There is the greatest day of tax day, and that is when Juana Ruiz comes in and does her taxes, because she brings homemade chile rellenos and salsa, and there's nothing like homemade beans and cheese and rice that they do.
So when somebody approaches you in a Walmart parking lot with tortillas, or not tortillas,
Tamales.
did you buy those?
I did on my ecclesiastical vacation.
I just don't trust people. I got trust issues.
Well, you know what? You got to learn to walk. You're on the ship. You know, you're just waiting to find that next little treasure. I'm telling you, that's where it is.
Well, pirates, there's two things in life that are for certain.
That would be death piles.
And taxes.